What up, everybody? We're back for another Thanksgiving treat. My favorites, your favorites. I think it's everyone's favorite during this time of year. Desserts. So, but today we're doing a sweet potato pie, but not just with the regular crust. We're going to do a Gingersnap crust with a pecan and oatmeal strudel topping, and this is one for the winner. So stick around. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're starting with the potatoes. As you can see, I peeled some ahead of time, and we're going to just spoon out the rest. I can also just take the peel away, and we have it just like that. And I'll just spoon out the rest. Next day, we're going to take them over to the stove and just begin the ricing. So it's important to peel them at least while they're warm, not allow them to get cold, because it makes it a little easier for it to go through the so just going to turn through it. Now, if you don't have a food mealer, you can use a potato masher. It works as very efficient, but I'm looking for a real smooth consistency. So I always prefer to run through a food net. Boom, there we have it. We'll start with a pinch of salt, half cup of brown sugar, a half cup of cream. Then we also have half cup of sweetened condensed milk. Add some extra goodness to it. And we're gonna finish with cardamom, clove, and allspice. About a teaspoon of cinnamon. We're gonna mix that in and just let that go for a second. So it's all incorporated. That's what we'll finish with 2 eggs. So be careful. It will curdle your eggs, so really whisking your eggs quickly. So while that's going, we'll start melting our butter so we can making our crust. So to start the crust, I ground 25 ginger snaps. We have a 1/4 cup of sugar, pinch of salt, and once the butter melts, we're gonna incorporate it into that and mix it up till it really comes together. Then we'll add it to our pie tin. Now I've seen it to be separated, meringues whipped, one something nice, light and airy sweet potato pie. You could do that, but I like some density to it. Not too much, but just a little bit to really feel that sweet potato essence. What sweet potato pie is really all about. Mix the crust up a little bit. Butter's almost melted, and we're ready to go. I've always had traditional sweet potato pies. You had pie crust, whether it was store-bought, whether it was homemade. You had that strictly straightforward pie crust that was nice and flaky, sometimes sweet, sometimes not. So some people rely on sweetness of sweet potato, to really bring the pie through. So we're going to take each element and really bring it together to give you something that's really different and next level. So I've always enjoyed desserts. I've enjoyed making desserts. So this is that perfect time to really show your expertise. Crack 2 eggs for sweet potato mixture. You take like a little baby whisk, or sometimes just take a little small fork. I'm gonna taste this mixture before I add the egg. It's perfect with the pie. Turn this down just a touch. Mix the egg in. We're gonna mix it quickly because I don't want the egg to really curdle and cook. Just want to mix it in to the fire off, and we can do this and set it aside. Then that's so you know, cannot forget the vanilla. Most important. Sometimes we have, multiple ingredients, if you forget to pull it out, so sometimes you always have to tend to go to that pantry and grab it. It's playing hide and go seek. That's ready to go. Crust is melted. This is roughly 6 tablespoons. I'm gonna save a little bit towards the back. I like to save a little extra butter just to brush my pan. That's done. Set that aside. So now, see, the butter's allowing the crust to really come together. So when you grab it, you really want it, really stick. So that's what I'm looking for when put the pie together. So what I'm gonna do is just take it and just press it down. Press it all along the sides, and so that you can see my hand just gently pushing it up. I'm still making sure I get the entire crust in. So I'm not trying to take too much from the bottom crust, but if that comes apart, I can just go back and just refill it in. And also, if you need a little assistance, take a look, a little measuring cup. Take a sip and just fill in the bottom of the crust. And once we have that, once that's done, you can just take some of the puree and just fill it in. Now we're gonna bake this at 350, but not just yet. Not just yet, because another 6 tablespoons of butter. So once this is set in, we're going to start making our streusel. Set this to the side for a second and get the streusel ready. So I started melting the butter. As you can see, I'm going to add 1 cup of pecans, half a cup of brown sugar, and I'm going to use about. So next we'll add this to the streusel mixture. But before I add the butter, also did add a quarter cup of all-purpose flour. Like I said, sometimes you forget to pull out ingredients and you have to go run behind it. So I added a quarter cup of all-purpose flour, and then we're adding 4 ounces of butter, melted butter. Now, some may like to use spoons. I tend to use my hands. I found just mix it in. You just really get all in it, and just get the streusel mixture. I mean, nice and soaking wet. So next, we're just going to top it off right on top of the pie mixture. And we'll bake it in the oven of 350 for 35 to 40 minutes. Let's get this in the oven. So 35 to 40 minutes, 250 degrees. Allow it to chill for a second, and then be ready to cut. We'll serve it with the cinnamon whipped cream, and it's go time. All right, guys, we are back. I pulled the pie out. It was about 40 minutes at 350 degrees. Beautiful golden brown crust. Nice over streusel. The oats are toasted, pecans are toasted. The gingerbread crust looking delicious, and the sweet potato is waiting to dive in. but gotta let it cool first. So while that's cooling, we're gonna make our cinnamon whipped cream. So to start the cinnamon whipped cream, we're gonna add 1 cup of heavy cream. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, kitchen salt, and a touch of vanilla. So whisk this in. Always love working by hand, but you can also use a mixer, a handheld mixer, or even a kitchen case standing mixer as well. I always find that, you know, it comes very quickly, so I never have an issue coming. So the bigger the whisk, as you can see, I'm using like a balloon whisk. This is what you want to use, balloon whisk versus a thinner whisk, because it has more air for the balloon shape. So you're working more air into the whipped cream. So you can go slow, you can go fast, but this one, this with the really quick. So now you see it's form nice soft peaks. All right, guys, we're back. The pie has cooled off, and it's time to dive in a little bit. I mean, obviously, you know, you want to cool off a little bit more, but, you know, this is where we are. We're gonna set it right in. That first piece is always difficult, so you may win or you may lose. Put this to the side. Lots of whipped cream, set that right on. Cooking made simple. A lot of flavor in this pie. You know, I'm gonna let it chill a little bit more, but this is where we want to be. So if you like this dish, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we can find it on my app at FoodCulture. That download it on Apple or Android. And happy cooking, and enjoy the desserts too. Finish. So good.